under 2 years ago, about a year and a half ago, when Gerald Paneton, founder of Detour, joined us. We set out to put out a resource, an initial resource. It was 735,000 ounces, and in a short time, we grew that to 1.2 million, just over 1.2 million. It's about a 64 or 65% increase. Yeah, we started drilling in January on this target, Kerry, and it's a amazing thing to have a target like this. It's very rare, and investors need to understand that world-class assets and world-class discoveries are few and far between.
This is the Financial Survival Network. Now more than ever. The Financial Survival Network.
And welcome. You are listening to and watching the Financial Survival Network. I'm Kerry Lutz, and hey, we're going to catch up today with one of our sponsors, our valued sponsors. We're talking about Gold Terra, and you can find them at Gold Terra, TERRA Corp.com, and their ticker symbols on the OTC. It's YGTFF, and on the TSX Venture, YGT. Right now, we're with CEO David Suda. And I just want to say that I've had really great success over the past couple of years, better success than I've ever had in the resource sector, specifically mining stocks, explorers, etc. And what I've learned, and David has helped teach me this, is that in this business, the good news never comes fast enough. When it does come, though, it comes in waves. And that's where the opportunity kicks in for if you're a savvy investor, because in this sector, you have to get in early. You might have to wait a little while. There's no optimal timing unless you're blessed with the ability to predict the future. But when you get in early, the returns can be enormous. And I think this is a case where it could very well happen here. David's with us to give us an update. We've talked several times in the past. David, you had two amazing pieces of news. And right now, the way the market is, it's kind of just yawned, but eventually the market will catch its breath and understand the significance. So number one is you increased your resource to 1.2 million ounces of gold, and there's more to come, I'm sure. Just tell us the significance of that.
The significance of that is that I think it's showing the market that our team has the ability to deliver on what we say we're going to do. Just under 2 years ago, about a year and a half ago, when Gerald Paneton, founder of Detour, joined us, we set out to put out a resource, an initial resource. It was 735,000 ounces, and in a short time, we grew that to 1.2 million, just over 1.2 million. It's about a 64 or 65% increase in resource. And now we're on to a new target, and we are set on delivering results that'll show that we can continue to do that.
And the new target has to deal with the Newmont property that you optioned very cannily, very wisely, because that's right on the southern exposure of the Campbell Shear. And right, you've got 6 out of 13 holes you've gotten assays back on, and more good news here.
Yeah, we started drilling in January on this target, Kerry, and it's a amazing thing to have a target like this. It's very rare, and investors need to understand that world-class assets and world-class discoveries are few and far between. Where we sit right next to or just south of the Con Mine with the drill, we're on the doorstep of 13 million ounces of past production. The Campbell Shear was the driver of all of the prolific nature of gold discovery and then production in this camp. And here we are drilling on this. We've delivered results, and they are looking exactly like we wanted them to. We've got high grades that match those of past production, and we see those mineable widths. And our hit rate so far is about 30%. We've put out 6 holes, got 2 really good ones. And we're about just under 50% of that program released to the public. So we've got assays to come. And now that we're going to take a pause with the drill bit, we'll resume again in July. So there's lots to look forward to.
And what was the mineralization that you uncovered there?
Well, we had 2 hits that were, remarkable. Look, all of our holes are hitting the Campbell Shear structure. This is a wide zone, so there's a variability, we're seeing similarity to the structures that were mined at the con. And that variability is, based on high grade intersections like we just drilled. We drilled 4 meters of over 10 grams. We drilled 4 meters over 14 grams. And so we're really encouraged by what we see, and we're going to start to build a theme that we're going to be able to come to market with. And that theme is what we're drilling here on the doorstep of that past production on this extension of the Campbell Shear it's starting to look a lot like the mine that is just next door, that was next door, that produced all those ounces. And so as we learn more, it's going to inform that next phase of drilling that starts in the summer again. So it's very exciting stuff.
Hey, and when I first talked with you, you said, we've got the lower grade. At that point, your resource was almost less than half of what it is now. And you said, we've got that. We expect to expand it, but we think that there's high-grade gold out there based upon what you said with the con mine and with the historic drill results in that area. And here we are 6-8 months later, and it's come to pass.
That's right. And look, Sam Otto and Crestaurum, which we drilled last year, demonstrated that they're open. They can get bigger. But where we're going to be most efficient with investor dollars is at the Campbell Shear right now. And so, is the next con mine right on the doorstep of the past con mine? It's starting to look like it. And we've got work to do. There's no question. But given what we've already done, which is expanded our resource and also shown that this target looks to have the potential we'd hoped, we haven't been given much credit for that in the market. And so being here in front of you to tell people that, to set the table with that opportunity makes me pumped.
Well, what makes me pumped is when I find able management like you and Gerald, and you say you're going to do something, and then you go out and do it. So the market's a little lazy. It's not doing its homework here to appreciate what you've accomplished. But me talking to you one-on-one, I get exactly what you've accomplished, because this is exactly what you told me when we first spoke that you were going to do. Your resource now 1.2 million ounces and growing. And now the Campbell Shear, exactly what you hypothesized, exactly why Gerald put his own money into buying the stock in the open market. It's coming to pass. And that is always a great thing. And that's what really separates the competent, talented management from everybody else.
Absolutely, Kerry. And I think, the market will start to recognize us. The reality is that, the gold sector has been somewhat challenged. There's competition for money out there. There are other sectors that have been showing momentum. But it's our job just to keep our nose to the grindstone. And I don't like when management teams say, the market doesn't get it, the market's stupid. No, it's our job to give the market results so that when they become interested, when it's time, we're there. And then it'll be a face ripper of a rally when it happens. It's always been like that. To be right is also to be patient and to have a strong stomach. And that's what I learned in my days of trading. My institutional trading background reminds me every day that you can't pick the exact bottom. You have to be there. You have to be consistent. You have to stick to your guns. Everybody has their right investing model, and I really believe that overall for us, that right investing model will see the potential, and then we will all share the benefit of that, and that's what keeps me going every day.
We're talking about a place where you always laughingly say you can have breakfast at Tim Hortons in the morning and be drilling for gold by 9 o'clock in the morning and not miss a beat, and then go home to your wife and kids. So you got like great labor force and great infrastructure. So we're not literally in the green fields here doing a project from scratch.
That's right, Kerry. And, COVID has been a really good example, and it's taught everybody in our company a very important lesson, which is the importance of being next to a city. We don't need to set up camps. We don't have the extra drilling costs of having to be far afield. As you said, the people that work on our project are able to go home to their families at night. So, we have all those benefits. And when the lockdown started last March and everybody had to start shutting down because people didn't know if being in close group settings and eating in mess halls and traveling in, buses or airplanes or helicopters, if any of that would work, we were able to keep going, and we've managed to continue to keep going. So it's a tremendous thing to be so close to Yellowknife. Our drill costs are lower than most of our peers as a result. And, from a community standpoint, we have such great relationships there. We thank the community very much, often for being big supporters of us as well.
Yeah, and that's a great thing. The community wants you. Everybody wants the project. And not to mention the path to permitting, eventual permitting, is much easier in reactivating and drilling where past mines have produced.
That's right.
So it sounds good. Now it's just a waiting game, waiting for the results of the next 7 holes, and then waiting till July for another 10,000 meters of drilling, and the final waiting piece of the waiting game, which is waiting for the market to discover what you and I already know.
Yeah, thanks very much, Kerry. We're very excited, and I look forward to being here with you really soon to talk more about the upcoming drill results.
And no doubt, hopefully they will be as encouraging, as substantive, and show the potential as the recent drill results have shown us. And we'll look forward to being there with you. Hey, if you've got a question for David, go over to the site, goldterracorp.com, and click the contact tab, or better yet, you can send me an email to kl@kerrylutz.com. I will forward it off to David, and we will get you an answer. Again, goldterracorp.com. The tickers on the OTC, YGTFF. On the TSXV, it's YGT. David, no doubt you'll be having more good news, and not too far in the future as those other drill results come in and you start the new drill program in the summer. We will look forward to speaking with you then.
Thanks very much, Kerry. Look forward to it. All the best.
The Financial Survival Network.